How's it going, everyone? Devin here from Lightning Lessons. Gonna show you how to play Kicker by Alex G. Okay, so first things first is the tuning. So we're kind of like in a modified open D. So we have drop D, which if you don't know how to do that, I'll show you real quick. So if you had D that was regular, or E, string regularly tuned, right? Close enough. Let's say if you were here, E, to drop it down to D, you're gonna match this string. Okay, so that's your fourth string right there. So you can play both of these at the same time and kind of go until it sounds nice. You can double check on the 7th fret of your 6th string. I'm gonna call it the 6th string now because now it's not an E. So that should match. You can also do a harmonic on the 12th fret right here by putting your finger above the fret, and that should match your open D. Okay, so that'll get it pretty close. Or you can use a tuner, right? So just get a tuner on your headstock, that kind of thing. So we're at D, A, D, F sharp, right? So if you were at G, a half step below G is what? It's F sharp. So regular G would sound like this, right? And that's usually like, you can match, you can hear mine's a tiny bit off, but you can match like from the 5th fret of your D string, that's a G, right? And if you want to go to F sharp, you could just go, this note's a D. Sorry, this is a G, this is an F sharp. Okay, so then you could match like that and pull the 3rd string down until that matches. So that would be like this. Sometimes, you can kind of almost use your ear, like if you were at G and you played a D, it makes an interval there of a 3rd, which is kind of nice, right? Of the D to the F sharp. But you can also use a tuner, right? So D, A, D, F sharp, and then the B and the E strings are the same. Okay? You see mine's a little off there. What's going to happen when you tune your guitar is some of the other strings might go off too, right? Because it changes the tension across the guitar. Anyways, so the general chords we're going to play, all right? So I have my middle finger here on the 5th fret of the 6th string and my 3rd finger here on the 5th fret of the 6th string. Okay, we're skipping this open D string, and then I'm getting here my 1st finger, right? That is on the 3rd fret of the 3rd string. So this shape we're gonna do a lot, right? Now, when I was thinking about playing this song and I learned it, I was thinking this actually makes a lot of sense, right? But when you see coming up ahead for another reason, it's not going to be as great. So while this stretch is better than this, I'm still going to advise this. So 5th, skip, and then 1st right there, right? So that's the 1st chord there for the intro, right? So you have, and then we're going to move this shape down to the 2nd fret here, and that's it. So you have, that's the first 2 chords too. And then here, 1st finger is going to skip over to the 4th string and you're going to play on the 2nd fret. Okay, so you have 2nd fret on the 3rd string, right? Or the 4th string. Right, and then you kind of add the other strings around that. So that's the... So the intro, again, here. Okay, so one more time. For those astute listeners, you hear this little riff in there where he's got the... Okay, and that's just like open 5th string, hammered onto the 2nd fret. And then the open 4th string, right? So altogether that would be... Now the little doesn't happen every time. It seems like it's generally the third time in this kind of riff, though it kind of changes in the last time around before there's like the little instrumental part. So last time. Second time of that riff. Here's the little lick. That ends the intro. Okay, going into the verse, we're using the same shape. Okay, so always keep in mind this little shape, right? It's like you have two fingers on the same fret on the 6th and the 5th string, and then skip the D string, and you have one finger 2 frets away on the 3rd string. Okay, so this shape's going to be important. All you're going to do for the white bird in a black cloud, you flap, eyes roll back, medicine gave you a heart attack. So let's break it down. So you take that same shape from the intro and you're going up here. So you're on the 9th fret and the 7th fret here, right? So 9th fret for your 6th string, again 9th fret also for your 5th string, and then for your 3rd string you're on the 7th fret, okay? So that's right. And throughout all of this, you kind of want to make sure you really hear the notes that you're playing on the 3rd string. That's kind of where the melody is, and the other stuff sort of accompanies it. So with your strum, if you do like this, it's not really going to work as well if you get like the, right? Okay, so there we're there. So I'll call these out by like this fret. So that's like the 9th fret. Move this whole thing down to the 5th. That's white bird, white bird. And move the whole thing up to the 12th fret. Black. So 12th, 12th, 10th. Black. And then we go to cloud here. This is the one time we're changing the shape here. So you have 7th fret, and the 7th fret. Okay, and this is why I was saying to keep these fingers in, because I think this makes a lot of sense to play this. So to kind of, for the real nerds, if you want to rewind, when I was talking about finger economy, I was thinking that like instead of doing this for the intro, I might do this, right? Because why not? One finger per fret almost, right? That way there's a little bit less of a strain from doing this. This is like a little bit of a strain for me, honestly. But if I do that here for the verse, white bird in a black. Oh, so how am I going to do that? Am I going to do this? Well, that's weird. So I guess I would have to switch so then I could do, my fingers have to move is the point, basically. And I think the benefit of keeping these two always like this, including when you go here, these two still stay there, I think that outweighs any kind of benefit from doing this. So reasonable minds may differ. You might have a different way to get your fingers in place. Not a big deal. That's kind of an aside. Back to the task at hand. So we made it here. The aside might be enough of a kind of reason to review what we have so far. So first we are here. White. This is on the 9th fret, 7th. White bird in a black cloud. So again, everything's on the 7th fret. 6th string, 5th string, 5th string, skip the 4th on the 3rd right there. Cloud, you flap, eyes roll back. Hangs on there, and then we have this little. Wait, hang on. Medicine. Yeah, there we go. Medicine gave you a heart attack. So what's that? It's kind of like a. It's way better on electric because you can get the full. It's supposed to really sound like. So. Medicine. I'm kind of just trying my best to bend this pinky there to make it sound like. You could actually do that too if you wanted to. But if you listen to the song, it's really got that bend sound to it. Really what I'm doing is I'm bending it, but I'm singing the correct note, so it kind of compensates. Medicine. There's a little bit of dissonance there, but hey, you know, makes it more rock and roll, I guess. So that's just, again, you have all these fingers down and you're like bending it. And then what's happening is I'm lifting up this pinky and I'm putting that first finger back down, and hey, guess what? That's the same shape we've been doing a whole bunch of times in this song, right? So that's the seventh, and the fifth fret here, okay? So, medicine. Then the whole thing goes down 2 frets. Gave you a, and that's just taking that finger and lifting it up. Gave you a heart. Gave you a heart. So it's like down, then up, then down. Gave you a heart. Gave you a heart. Down, up again actually. Gave you a heart. And then here, it's that first finger here is going to go on the 2nd fret of the D string. Attack, gave you a heart attack, attack. That part again. Medicine gave you a heart attack. Okay, so with that, we have the whole structure for all of the verses, right? They all follow that pattern. So let's play it one more time slow, and then we'll review everything we have so far. So here we go. Getting your fingers ready on the 9th fret here. White bird in a black cloud, you flap, eyes roll back, medicine gave you a heart attack. Great. You might be thinking, like, what's the strumming? What's going on with that? For the verses, I'm kind of just like, it's just really a strum for each thing, right? There's a little extra there, so strum, strum. It follows the vocals, really. Strum, 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 strum. There's a little extra there. Let the voice be your guide. Let the melody be your guide there. So hopefully that's clear enough for the strumming for that. So let's review everything from the beginning, okay? Intro. Repeats that, okay? So after you do that verse, you go back to the intro part again. So the intro part, you might call it like the interlude in this, the function in that time around. So back to this again, the same amount of time, right? It's like 4 of the progression, okay? And then you have another verse which is half as long. So that's just the pause there before we get the rest of the thing. Okay, so that's on the 6th fret and on the 7th fret. Okay, and then the open 4th string. Okay, and then the same thing 2 frets up. Alright, one more time. right? So after you do that, then you have putting your finger flat. You're playing the chords like this: 2nd fret, 3rd, 4th, 5th. Okay? And then you're adding in your 3rd finger 2 frets up from your 5th, so that's on the 7th, on the 5th string. So okay? So let's see. That about gives you all of the parts. Maybe the last thing we'll talk about is this little strumming. So at the end of when you're up here on the 7th fret like that, you have to make sure you leave a little space for these pickup notes for the next thing. When that wraps around after you play this twice, right? So you have. Then back to that again, right? Okay, and then just loops that, fade out, play that as long as you want. Cool. That gives us all the parts of the song. I hope that's clear for you. Feel free to let me know in the comments if you have any other questions. The tabs are pretty easily found online. I can probably pop a link to the one that I've looked at before. There's other great videos of people playing this on YouTube too, tutorials and stuff like that. So thanks a bunch for checking it out. Feel free to let me know other songs by other indie artists that you want to hear. Feel free to check out my own music on my own YouTube channel or wherever you want to listen to your music. It's called Gentle Return. And thanks so much for stopping by. Wish you the best, happy playing, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.